bring it back to how we started that thread about collapse and truth and news, and then the Cybertruck stuff, I've been thinking about it as like, we're both making podcasts, right? That's part of our life. Yeah. And we saw the podcast world really become the thing to help Trump win his election, right? He went into the podcast circuit. We saw mainstream news, the mass media die. And now I feel like the people behind the curtain, the narrative engineers, are going to start seeding the false narratives through that podcast world. And I don't know, I don't want to blame like Sean Ryan or anything, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know anything about him. But when it comes to that email and what they read, I was suspicious. And I'm like, you don't know what you're getting. And it seems like it could be part of predictive programming. The thing that Adam
Curry talks about with this, which freaks me out, is you don't like. So Sean Ryan he was in the military, but he was also a CIA contractor.
Exactly.
He's like, so Curry's like, you don't leave the CIA.
Exactly.
Like, and you can't talk about it, right? So it's like, to me, that would be a big red flag.
Big time. That's how I feel too. I always say there's really no such thing as ex-CIA.
Yeah.
You're always in. And I'm suspicious of the intelligence you're getting because I'm already suspicious of the whole apparatus you left. I'm putting in quotes for people who are listening. But like, if you know about anything like Operation Mockingbird, the government loves to put false narratives out there or predictive programming because that's how they can affect change. And now it seems to me, the podcasts are the home to many dissident voices. And if they could subvert the subverters, that's a real problem. And I'm hoping that the people who are openly, dissenting of these people, even if they're people you voted for in the periphery of people you voted for, you still criticize them and at least be suspicious because they're going to try to they are waging war on your perception of reality. And now that they see that, the podcast world is the one that's so close to this new administration when it comes to the news and the mainstream media is dead, they're going to attack it full force from within, from outside, Mockingbird style, who knows what, MK Ultra style probably too. So I just want everyone to be suspicious of that. Always suspicious of the news you're getting, even from people you trust. From me, from you, from literally everybody. Like the best thing you could do, anyone out there, is just be suspicious of everyone. I always call it healthy paranoia, especially this day and age.
Well, I know, like I'm a big fan of Ian Carroll's work. I think Ian does an excellent job with actually finding sources and data and things like that. Yep. But he also, one of the big things he tells people is to go out and do your own research. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I would, to me, you need to be cautious of the people that say, here is everything you need to know. It's all right here. It's all buttoned up. Here's the bow on it, and believe it.
Right.
Those are the people you should be concerned about.
Exactly.
And it's the same thing I tell people about Rome. Do I know everything? No. But I hope that I get you interested enough and excited enough that you're going to go learn something on your own.
Exactly.
And those are the people you should be trusting right now.
Yeah. No, Ian's been on the show. Big fan of Ian. Another thing I say about Ian too is, sometimes I've seen him, maybe it's once or twice, say something and then say, hey, look, I got that wrong. That also is a very rare thing that happens, especially when you're sharing like big breaking news. Because it's coming so fast and we're being inundated with the information constantly. He's under attack now by everyone. But that just means you're doing something right. But still, even if you like Ian, if you like us, whatever, to remain healthy in your mind, even though it sounds like you're being paranoid, you have to be suspicious because I watched my grandparents just plug into their TV and watch one channel their whole life, and they had a very unfortunate, narrow view of the political world. And now the political world has bled into literally everything. And if you want to raise a family in this world, you kind of have to be plugged in. If you're going to, especially for people who are, I'm sure we've had friends who get mad at us for various things, and they're so passionate about it, as I am too, but you kind of want to have a good media diet. So that Cybertruck thing was just so interesting to me to see everyone all of a sudden believe it wholeheartedly, or even weirder to me, the people who were skeptical and then the FBI said it was true. And I'm like, what, you're believing the FBI now? Come on.
Well, here's the thing I say, Shane, and this is I guess it comes from being a historian, is I always tell people, look at your primary sources.
Yeah.
If you have something I can go read for myself and then I read it and agree with what you say, then great. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a primary source that I can read and it's just kind of like, trust me, bro, then we got a problem here.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the way I look at history. Can I find something that I can say somebody was there, somebody saw it, and this is what they said? Now, I'm not going to trust all the sources out there, but I read primary sources, and I think for a lot of you out there, like you should be out there reading legislation. You should be out there reading primary sources and seeing people that actually can give. This is why I like people that some of my favorite shows are ones that play firsthand account videos and then they talk about them.
Yeah.
Right. You can give an opinion on it, but I want to hear the firsthand account.
So you're saying Wikipedia is not the best? You know what? One thing that happened to me, I used to write like much bigger, like historical essays. And one thing that blew my mind early on was there was a skeleton missing in my town. And well, actually the skeleton was dug into by accident and the bones came up. They thought it was a woman, turned out to be a man from a different time period in the total wrong grave. And I went and I was writing about the skeleton and I went to the town historian, got all the records of when they moved the body because she was moved from this place and that place to where she is now or was now, or her, putting in quotes again because it was a dude. And I'm finding the letters written between three groups of people that moved the body that couldn't even agree on this person's origin story. So I'm watching them in like the 1920s construct her story because they're being like, one person saying, well, I thought she was from Ireland, and this person saying, I thought she was from Highland Falls, New York, and others saying this and that. So they constructed through these letters her origin story. And she was like a supposed, she's like a folk hero from the American Revolution, Margaret Corbin. I talked about it on the show before, but I don't think she really exists. You know, I don't think there's probably a lady like that. But the funny thing to me is if you travel around Pennsylvania and New Jersey, you might have seen Molly Corbin, Margaret Corbin. There's different rest stops along the highways dedicated to her. We had our own. And she became like this myth. And I don't think her story is exactly what they told us. So it's just fascinating to go back and do the research, look at the early accounts of her. Even though, you know, I'm looking at accounts from that predate the 1920s, from like when they buried her and the people in town that knew her, and then the stuff in the 20s. So nothing matched up, but they all kind of agreed on it as the authority made that fact. And that's not really that long ago.
Are you saying they're like Wikipedia?
Yeah, Wikipedia is amazing. When I was teaching, I used to tell students you cannot use it as a source.
Well, shame on Google because Wikipedia is like the first source that pops up.
Yeah, well now it's AI, which is even worse.
Well, because of course you want people to have the information that you would like them to have.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like just like how they put Wikipedia as the authority of truth beneath all of these YouTube videos now. You know, if I talk about interdimensional aliens, all of a sudden now I have to have the Wikipedia tag at the bottom of it. Like, what makes you the authority on interdimensional aliens? Wikipedia. It's ridiculous.
Wikipedia.
It's ridiculous. But
yeah, I put more money on Top Lobster. He knows more about interdimensional aliens, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
than Wikipedia.
Top Lobster is our new Wikipedia.
For aliens, hello.
Yeah, he should do his brand name in the Wikipedia font. That'd be great. Well, Jeremy, that was fun. Thank you for that. You're safe. The fires are dying down. Do they have it under control? What is going on right now?
So I guess here's the thing though, man, is I'm not going to, like, where I am is safe. Like the fires by me are safe, but the Palisades one is still only like, and this is a couple hours ago, the last I saw was like 11% contained.
Holy crap.
And so it's still really going, and it's right before I got on with you, I was talking to a friend that's over in that area. And right now, it's the fires right behind the mountains, but coming into Brentwood.
Into the valley.
They've been able to construct some like dirt barriers to slow it down a little bit. But the Santa Ana winds are supposed to pick up again tomorrow. So they really need to make headway today. Like today's a very important day for like what they can get done.
Yep.
And as I said, they've kind of removed some of the regulation that they've been able to get more water out of the ocean and things like that. Newsom started kind of suspending a lot of regulation, which took them a little while, but I guess now that's at least moving.
Yeah.
Now so I'm kind of like right in the middle, and then the other side of me is the Eaton fire.
Okay.
And the last I had seen, the Palisades fire is at like 24,000 acres. The Eaton fire was somewhere around like 16,000 acres. And the containment on that one was a little bit higher. It was around like 20%. But as of 2 days ago, they were both at 0% containment. Those are still the two biggest fires and still going.
Insane. It's insane. It's infuriating and it's devastating.
When if you look at the Palisades fire, it's following the tree line. So if you look at Google Earth, you can actually predict where it's going to go based on where the tree line is.
Wow. California is one of the most painfully beautiful states I've ever visited. I love visiting there. I've never experienced the wildfires or the earthquakes. I have experienced the deranged homeless people, but it's very sad to see. And I hope you and the family stay safe out there, dude. And please let everyone know where they can find you online.
Yeah. So if they're looking to make their impact in the podcast world, they can check us out over at commandyourbrand.com. I am at Jeremy Ryan Slate on X, which is the platform I spend the most time on. And as I mentioned, my show is the Jeremy Ryan Slate Show. We're over on YouTube and Rumble. Rumble is probably the safest place to subscribe to me because it's where you get everything I have to say. And YouTube, we have to censor a little bit. So that's where you're going to find us.
Awesome. Hey, man, thank you for joining us. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Take
Thanks for having me, guys.
Later, dude.